Contestant number 5, Kendall Smith. To the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, judges, other contestants, family and friends, and to everyone who has assembled today, good morning. The rocking style of religious sounds, better known as gospel music, was born from mixing traditional hymnal style with the emotionally charged, improvised singing of Pentecostal churches. Thomas Dorsey, the father of gospel music, combined the blues-style melodious harmonies, blues, rap, and ragtime rhythms and lyrics that testified the powers of Jesus Christ to provide earthly solutions to daily struggles. Born in Villa Rica, Georgia, into a religious family, as his father was a minister and his mother was an organist, he ironically gained most of his musical experience from playing blues pianos at juke joints and parties in Atlanta. The child prodigy taught himself a wide range of instruments. He quit school at the age of 11 to work at vaudeville theater, soon adding ragtime gigs to his repertoire as a teen. At about age 17, during the Great Migration North, Dorsey left Atlanta for Chicago, where he quickly became known as the whispering piano player, performing quiet enough that the police did not notice that the bar was still open after hours. Dorsey, a prolific composer, arranger, and songwriter, produced jazz, witty, sometimes slightly racy, vaudeville songs, and blues became popularized and performed under the assumed name Georgia Tom. With the likes of Ma Rainey and Tampa Red, he wrote a total of 3,000 songs, with only a third of them being gospel. Dorsey's turning point came around 1928 after mentally succumbing to the fast nightlife with 2 nervous breakdowns and the loss of his child and wife within 2 days of each other from birth complications. This was his turning point. The heartbreaking loss caused him to isolate himself for 3 days straight in his music room, emerging with the soul-stirring song we know and love, Take My Hand, Precious Lord. His gospel journey took off after this. Initially, Dorsey's music was rejected by ministers and churches because of the secular sounds that did not conform traditional hymns and anthems. He used creative approaches to introduce his music to the church, singing them outside the sidewalk, outside of churches, and at church conventions. The use of church conferences and evangelical conventions charged Dorsey to the top of the music chart in the black and white market, placing him on the songwriting A-list. As his music began to appear in hymn books, Jubilee quartets also helped popularize Dorsey's song as gospel music as they transformed into quartets over the 1940s through 60s. It was not until the 1960s that organized choirs came into the national prominence, and Dorsey's program for National Baptist Convention inspired the formation of gospel choirs. Dorsey served as a music director for the choir he founded at Chicago Pilgrim Baptist Church for 50 years, training musicians and singers from all over the country, including the Reverend James Cleveland, perhaps his most well-known protege. He also worked with first-generational singers Sally Martin, Mahalia Jackson, and Roberta Martin. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame, as well as the Gospel Music and Country Music Hall of Fame. In conclusion, Dorsey is the epitome of fortitude, and author Anthony Hilbert was correct in stating that Dorsey combined the good news of gospel and the bad news of blues. As he engaged, empowered, and elevated music across different genres, but more importantly, through our worship to God. Thank you.